So I guess everybody left. So, Vitaly, everybody went to sleep.
No, I'm here.
No, but I mean, I'm having such a terrible time with this software.
I know. But everything okay? It's very good.
But so everybody got discouraged and went away. I can't blame them. Do you see me?
No, I don't. Just heard.
Just a picture?
Yes.
So there's you give me how do I
on the top you have the camera button.
Okay, wait. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, so I clicked it. Oh, it's still nothing.
Yeah, when it's red, it's off.
Oh yeah.
Turn the camera off. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah. Wow. Anyway, so now to get these files, you know, I have 3 files I wanted to use today. The files. Now, someone told me that we had a window to where I could put URLs. Okay, if I click my Google Docs up here. Okay, are you there, Yevgeny?
Evgeny, can you help us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I say, now how do I send the URLs to you guys for the files I want you to use?
Yeah, you have on the left side the sign, like
I have Google, chat, right? Google Docs.
No, but on the top left, the first one is the chat, right?
It's Google Docs. And so I click that. But I mean, I don't get Google Docs. You know, I think probably what should happen here is that I should go to your class about how to use this system, because I'm wasting your time, everybody's time, and we're not learning to speak any English here. But okay, I have on the top here, on the top left, you give me, I have the Google Docs icon. And if I want to send you guys the URL for a file, I should be able to click that.
Yeah, just try to send us in chat, and I think we will open it.
Okay, but when I click, I get nothing to list.
Maybe try to send us a link from your Google Docs. Just copy and paste it.
Yeah, but I have no place to paste it, Vitaly. Okay, down here. But I have no place to paste it. I mean, there's no window. There's no place to get it.
You don't need a chat or what?
But
you don't have a chat window.
Well, I have one down here with your picture, but let's see. Invite people. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry, but I guess I didn't think I was very stupid because I was an electrical engineer.
Okay. You don't have open a chat window, yes? I understand,
no,
right?
I don't have a chat window. I just see you, Vitaly. I see you. You're a very nice-looking man.
Okay, but in the right, in the left of there is a chat. You see? Blue window. It's a chat.
Okay.
And if you put in the right of your ecran, you will see it, the chat. And here you can give us the link of your documents.
That's what I would like Skype. I would love to have a chat window where I could type something, but I don't have. Okay, chat. Amilingo. Of course, if I click the wrong thing, I'm going to disappear again. And if I disappear again, I'm just going to go to bed. Okay, capture, Q and question and answers, showcase, screen share. What's that? Screen share. Cancel. And then I have up at the top, draw each other's hangout, but I have the Google Doc chat at the top. And but I have I see down at the bottom, right? Yes, I have a chat window. Okay,
Yeah.
do you see this? You see that?
Yes,
Yes.
we see it.
Okay, but how do I get the URL for my file?
Did you upload it on Google Doc?
Yes.
So try open it and or copy the link and paste here in chat.
But if I do that, then I have not from this program, but I have to go. I have to go back through Google to do that, and I really got myself in trouble the last time. But anyway, why can't when I click Google Docs, why don't I get this? Why don't I get available commands, blah, 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 blah? Why don't I get a list of my files?
Фу. Михаил, ты знаешь, поможи, потому что не знаю, как нам добавить сюда, как ему добавить с Google Doc на сюда линк кинуть?
Да, сейчас, одну секундочку, сейчас мы эти найдем линки, где у нас.
Richard, there is a button on top left side. If you will move the mouse on the screen, you will see a menu on the left side, right?
Well, I do. I have it. I have that menu, and I have a Google Doc icon. It's blue with lines in it.
Yeah, but don't press Google Hangout, Google Drive. You press the one on top, the first one, the blue one.
That's the one I press.
Yeah, and you have a chat on the right. It appears on the right side.
Well, I have a blank over there, but I don't have a list of my documents or a place to get them.
Yeah, but you just go to any browser. You take this link and you paste into this chat.
Any browser. Well, if I go back to here, I'm going to lose you guys.
No, I mean, just open.
No. Open the another website. Another website. Try and open there your document in Google Doc, and this copy and paste your link in chat.
Okay, so I'll open Google Docs here.
Let me. I have those links. Right.
No.
This is the first one.
Okay. So I have them too. So okay, you give the okay. Open the first. I just want to make sure. I mean, this is awful, you know, because the lessons are worthless if they're all going to go like this.
Next time I'll show you how to do this, and it will be fine.
Well, I thought that we already knew. I thought it was easy, but
see, I sent all the 3 links to the guys.
But okay, send them the links. Send them the links.
I will send them.
So we opened it. We have opened it.
Okay,
yes.
The parts of speech. The parts of speech. That's the first one I want you to open. And my point is, I want to start all of us speaking in simple sentences, and then from then on, we will learn to form larger, more complicated, complex, and compound sentences. And eventually, you will be able to speak and write perfectly with perfect grammar. And that is the progressive way we want to do this. So, first of all, I need to know whether or not you know the parts of speech, English. And I realize that Yevgeny, you probably do. And Vitaly, I have given you this before.
Yeah.
And then I have Alexander. Do you know the parts of speech? No? Well, okay, I will go down them. And okay, I want to, okay, Mikhail, I like that. That's a good, Mikhail Gorbachev, you know, I knew him personally.
Yes.
Maybe you don't like him. But anyway, I liked him. But I liked he had a good name. Okay, but here I'm going to go down. I know that Vitaly already knows them, and Yevgeny, he's the boss, and he probably doesn't care anyway. So, Alexander and Mikhail, do you know that a noun is the person or a thing? It is usually the subject of a sentence. Did you know that?
Yes.
You knew that. So, and you know that the verb is the action word.
Yes.
I just want to confirm this before we go on with the other two files. So, we have a subject or a noun, and we have the action word. So a simple sentence can be just two words. An English sentence has to have a noun, the subject. It has to have a verb. So, if I said, birds fly, that would be a grammatically correct English sentence because birds are things, it's a noun, right? Fly is a verb. So that grammatically is a correct English sentence. So we build and start expanding from that point. Now, we can add an object to that sentence, which will probably be another noun or pronoun. We could say, birds fly in the air. Air is the object, direct object of that sentence. Get it? Okay. So, if you know the parts of speech, a verb, a pronoun, you realize that a pronoun takes the place of a noun. Oh, well, we have another person. And I can't, it's in either Russian or Ukrainian. And so your name is, my dear?
Alfia.
Again?
My name is Alfia.
Antia?
Alfia.
Altia. Well, anyway, it's a pretty name, and I like it. So, I will ask you, do you know the parts of speech in English?
So.
So. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go down them, read them, and I will run this lesson longer today if you all have time, because I've had such a terrible time getting started. But let me go down the parts of speech, because we will start using these various parts of speech in forming our sentences. We will start with very simple 3-word sentences, or not many more than 3 words, and then we will expand these sentences using more and more of these parts of speech. So the noun is the subject. It is a thing or a person. A thing or a person. It can be a house, it can be an airplane, it can be a man, it can be a pronoun. A pronoun takes the place of a noun. In other words, if I said, Mr. Johnson flies airplanes, and then if I go on and say, he also drives automobiles, he is a pronoun. Understand, everybody?
Yes.
He takes place of Mr. Johnson because it gets boring to keep saying Mr. Johnson flies airplanes, Mr. Johnson drives automobiles, Mr. Johnson eats his dinner at night, Mr. Johnson goes to bed. So we use pronouns in place of the proper noun. The verb is the action word. It is the word that does the doing, the action. Birds fly. To fly is the verb. A pronoun, I just told you what it is. An adjective, you all have this file. The adjective describes or modifies a noun. Do you all know what the word modify means? To modify. Do you know what it means? To modify means to change. It means to alter, to change. So, let me give you an example. The red house is where I live. Red is an adjective. It describes my house. If I said, Your blue house is very pretty. Now your house is blue. Blue is still an adjective, but it describes your house. Your old blue house, old is also an adjective. You see what I'm saying? Old and blue, these words are describing or modifying your house. If I said your house, you imagine a house, a building that you live in. But then if I use some adjectives, I can paint in your mind a clearer picture of that house, that old blue house that you live in. So then, of course, you understand more about the house. So we modified the noun house. Okay, the adverb modifies the verb. Just remember, the adjective modifies the noun, and adverb modifies the verb. Let me give you an example. John ran, that is the verb to run, quickly to the store. John ran quickly to the store. If I said John ran to the store, of course he ran to the store. But if I say he ran quickly to the store, I modified the way he ran, didn't I? He went fast. If I said John ran slowly to the store, I modified the verb again, didn't I? He ran very slow. So you see, that's what an adverb is for. It is to modify our verb so that we can explain in more detail what we're telling you. Okay, the last lesson we talked about prepositions. Were you all here? The first lesson?
Yeah.
Vitaly
No,
was, I know.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I wasn't.
Okay, a preposition. Remember. Okay, let's read what it does here from the file. A preposition shows the relationship between a noun or pronoun and some other word in a sentence. In other words, the relationship that they're talking about is its object. The knife is on the table. The table is its object, see? On is the preposition. It shows a relationship between the table and the knife. My knife. The knife is on the table. On is the preposition. It shows relationship. It shows, in this case, it shows location. We talked about that in our last lesson. So a preposition, you see, you're beginning to see that all of these special words, besides the noun, besides the verb, and besides the object, they're all words to modify or to make it more plain what we're saying, to be able to explain in detail what we want the listener to know about what we're telling them. Okay, a conjunction is the way we join these phrases together, the way we join these clauses together. I will give you an example. You see that a conjunction is a word like for, and, nor, but, or, yet. So these are conjunction words. Let me give you an example. I eat breakfast in the morning, and so does my wife. And is what I joined the latter part of that sentence with, see? It's a conjunction. I get up early in the morning, yet I go to bed early in the evening. Yet is a conjunction. It joins those two clauses together. Okay? And a preposition, we talked about that. Now, an interjection is just a statement like, ouch, that hurt. That's an interjection. We don't use that much, but it's a part of our speech. Now I want to go to the second file. The second file. Okay, forgive me. I want us to use we speak in sentences. That's the file I want you to open.
We open it.
You got it open?
Yep.
Okay. You see, we speak in sentences. This is why we need to learn the parts of our sentence and how they function. Look at this first sentence. The subject is always a noun or a pronoun or a thing, like the dog. That's a thing. We don't call dogs by people like we do people. We say it for a dog. And for people we say he, she, they, and what have you. So, you see, look at the sentence down there. The dog climbed the stairs. The dog climbed the stairs. It's a very simple sentence. The subject of that sentence is the dog. Makes sense to you? The dog, that's the subject. Because that's who is acting on the verb. The verb is the action word. The dog climbed, that's a verb. That's what the dog is doing, climbing. And the object? The stairs.
Stairs.
See? Now, doesn't that make sense? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Da. So that's my fluent Russian. See? The dog climbed the stairs. So we're going to use that sentence. I want to demonstrate to you that we speak in sentences. So learn to arrange sentences properly, and you will speak properly. Okay? So let's go down that file a little ways. Look at what I wrote about a modifier. See? Modifiers. A word or phrase that modifies or adds information to other parts of a sentence. Adjectives, adverbs, and many phrases that clauses and clauses are modifiers. They modify this sentence, the dog climbed the stairs. So let's see what we do with that sentence by modifying it, by adding these modifiers, adjectives, adverbs, and what have you. Somebody's telephone. Hello?
Sorry.
Vitaly speaking. Okay, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just a minute. So, no leaks. Good. Okay, is that what I owe you? Okay. So just, you guys hang on now because I have a serviceman here and I have to deal with him. See, we're in... Oh, by the way, come here. What is your name?
My name is Anatoly.
Okay, these guys are from Ukraine. They're in Ukraine. Say something.
Да, всех приветствую. Я с Украины приехал.
Доброго дня.
Доброго дня, 25 лет назад. Ну, я, как сказать, 25 лет назад, но уже русскую... Моя жена русская, то я так по-русски, по-украински смешно разговариваю.
Ну, 25 років це багато.
Да, то я вам сочувствую, что там происходит сейчас на Украине. Это сожалеваю. Но я тут в Америке уже живу, так и он здесь appliance repair делаю. То рад всех видеть, он мне познакомил. Он сказал, что он учит английский здесь, то всем привет, и я возьму его payment и буду ехать до моего next customer. Хорошо, всем удачи.
Cool.
Interesting.
We say that's cool, huh? So you see, I have a man from Ukraine come to fix my stove. Can you just go ahead and do it, and I'll sign it if you want me to, or whatever. Okay? Okay, get the number there. Okay, how about that, class? I have my own Ukrainian person in my house. Okay? How about that, Vitaly?
It's very good.
So that's what you serve. Okay, here we go with this sentence. Remember? The dog is the subject. Got it? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, you see, because it's a noun, isn't it? A dog is a thing. It's a dog. It's a noun. Climbed with ed, that just happens to be in the past tense. It happened before. climbed is the past participle of the verb to climb. We will talk about participles in the future, but I just want you to know that it's in the past because it's conjugated. This is an intermediate class, so I assume that you all know what it means to conjugate the verb. You know, I am, you are, he is. I was, he was, they were. I will be, you will be, they will be. That's conjugating the verb in this present, past, and future. So the dog climbed, past tense, the stairs. Now look what we're going to do. Look at what we did with that sentence. Look in the gold color. The old flea-bitten dog whined as he climbed slowly up the stairs. Wow, what a whole different statement, but it's still the same dog climbing the same stairway. See? But now you get a picture of this old flea-bitten dog. Maybe you don't understand what flea-bitten is, do you? You know what flea-bitten means? You know the bugs that bite dogs and they scratch? When they scratch, those are fleas. Vitaly, tell them. Do you know
It's ну, блохастая, наверное, собака. With the flies, yes, inside.
They're fleas. They're fleas. Little bugs bite the dog. See? But it's an adjective here because the flea-bitten dog whined. To whine is to go, See, we're describing the dog more. We're using adjectives. And look at slowly up. You see what that is? That's an adverb. Slowly. Now you see the dog is going, you see a clear picture of how this dog is climbing the stairway. What I'm doing here is showing you how important it is for you to understand the use of adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and all of these words that modify a basic sentence. Agreed, everybody?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you see how much fun it's going to be to take a simple sentence and start modifying it and making it sound different, making it more plain, more understandable. Okay, so look. I tore that to pieces. See, adjective, I say it's an adjective phrase. The old flea-bitten dog. See, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 words. And they all join together as one phrase to form an adjective. The old flea-bitten. That's a phrase that joins together as a descriptive adjective. Whined as he climbed. Whined as he climbed. That's an adverbial phrase. See down below, I wrote adverbial phrase. It's a whole long phrase, and it's called an adverbial phrase. And the stairs, of course, is the object, because that's what he's climbing. See? The object is... Pardon?
I'm sorry. What about verb? Where is verb here? I thought to climb it's verb and slowly up and wide as he it's adverb.
Climbed is the past tense of the verb to climb. Slowly is the adverb. But you see, I have a line under all of that. Whined as he climbed slowly up. See?
Yep.
The whole thing together, Vitaly, is called an adverbial phrase.
Ah, verbial.
See?
Yes, okay.
See, we put them all together because an adverb can be more than one word. I could say the dog climbed slowly up the stairs. Just one adverb, slowly. See?
Mm-hmm.
But here we put a whole bunch of these things. What he's doing, he whined as he climbed slowly up. Up is part of that adverbial phrase. We put it all together and call it an adverbial phrase. And of course, the stairs remains the object. Okay? Now, let's go on down. Okay, the old flea-bitten dog whined as he climbed up the stairs of the house. Now, see what I added down there? I added of the house. See, you can just continue to modify your sentence and have more detail. More detail. Okay, now look at the next one. The old flea-bitten dog whined as he climbed slowly up the stairs of the house that his cousin lives in. See, we just keep adding information. First thing you know, I could write a whole book about that old dog. I could just write a book about this dog. Okay, now students invent sentences with the subject and predicate, name the word types. Okay, my point is, okay, are you ready for me to sign something? Excuse me, this Ukrainian man is still here. You're a good man. Okay, so there's my, okay, but anyway, I really appreciate it. Oh, wow, didn't work. Okay, here you go. So thank you for a good job. Don't let my dog out when you go. Okay. 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 Now, see, I said invent sentences with the subject and predicate. That's what I would like for you guys to do. Let me see. We have as much time as you want. So, Alexander, make me a simple sentence with a subject, a verb, and a predicate. Of course, remember the verb is part of the predicate. In other words, let me give you an example. John flies airplanes. Flies airplanes is the predicate. John is the subject.
Okay. The cat walks on the road. Can you hear me? I don't hear Richard. What's happening?
Yeah.
Your microphone is off. Please turn it.
Okay. I pushed
Yeah.
it. Okay. But speak slowly and don't be embarrassed to speak in front of me, because what we're doing here, you should hear my Ukrainian. But what we're doing here is learning to speak English. So don't never be embarrassed. Speak slowly and I will help you. So do it one more time.
For me? Okay, the cat walks on the road.
Okay, the cat walked on the road. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The cat walked on the road. Okay, that's past tense. That means that it has already happened. The cat walked on the road. Okay, what is the subject of that sentence?
Cat.
The cat, absolutely. Perfect. And the verb?
Walk.
Walk, that's right. And the object?
Object.
I'm
Road.
sorry,
On the road, absolutely. So, perfect. Okay, you give me, you're not a student, you're the boss. Okay, Mikhail.
to young student, Валерий, вы могли бы просто выключать микрофончик на время, пока там другие говорят, потому что сильно ребенок вот где-то на английском. Да. Мы сильно хорошо слышим.
Okay, Mikhail, it's your turn.
Okay. Short sentence with
A sentence with a subject, a verb, and an object.
subject. I move the books on the shelf.
I moved the book on the shelf.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, who is the subject?
I think it's subject. It's a book.
No, it isn't. It was you. I.
Yeah. Okay.
See, you're more important than you thought you were.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. And the verb is
move.
Moved, and the object
Object. It's
on the
book.
shelf. Yeah. Now
Object. What is the object? Is
I moved the book on the shelf.
mhm.
Now you see the verb and the object. All of that is what we call the predicate. Everything except the subject. Everything except the subject is the predicate. In other words, I, that is the subject, moved the book on the shelf. That is all the predicate. But that predicate contains the verb, and it contains a noun, which is a shelf, and the moved, of course, was the verb. The is both. It's an article and an adjective. So let me demonstrate something. I moved the red book on the shelf. So what would red be in this case?
Could you repeat what is?
I say I moved the red book on the shelf. What
Red.
kind of a verb? I mean, what kind of a word would red be?
Okay, red is maybe adverb.
Adjective.
Adjective.
Red. Because remember, it's modifying a noun. Book is a noun. It's a thing. See? If I said I moved the red book on the shelf quickly, if I quickly moved the red book on the shelf, quickly then would be an adverb because it is modifying the verb to move. Got it? Okay, now I will certainly remember your name, my love, but now I'm just going to have to say you. Okay, so it's your turn.
Althea.
Well,
Althea, now.
okay. I wrote a letter.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I wrote a letter.
Yeah.
I wrote. Okay, tell me. I'll bet you know who the subject is.
Subject is I.
Is you? That's right. I, and the verb.
Wrote is a verb.
And is it? What tense is that? What is it? The future, past, or present?
Past.
Good girl, past. And I wrote a letter, and that is the object, isn't it? So
yeah.
let's see if you can add an adjective to that sentence. I wrote a letter.
I wrote a long letter.
Oh, perfect. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Bravo.
Thank you.
Félicitations in French. I don't speak. I used to know what it was in Russian, but now I've forgotten. I remember paka paka, but I'm not ready to say goodbye. Okay, you're doing so well. I think you're probably a very good intermediate student. So let's. I wrote a long letter. I wrote a long letter. Okay, one more adjective about that letter.
Adjective.
An adjective. Long was an adjective.
Yeah. I wrote a long, beautiful.
Perfect. Perfect. That's what I wanted you to do. I just wanted to make sure that you understood the adjective. Okay, now we have. Okay, who is this now?
It's Valery.
Me?
Okay. Okay, anyway, you guys will have to pardon my ignorance of being able to read your name in Ukrainian or Russian. I mean, I can read Anna and those simple ones in Russian, but when they get to be longer, I'd probably start with a V, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts with V. My name is Valerie.
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 Valerie?
Valerie.
I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, okay, now, so it's your turn. Give me a sentence with a subject, a verb, and an object. Like,
okay, subject, verb, and object. I painted a picture.
Perfect. I painted a picture. Okay, now add an adjective to it.
I painted a gorgeous picture.
Beautiful. Now how about an adverb?
I painted a gorgeous picture slowly.
Perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Absolutely. You get 100 on that. Okay, Vitaly, your turn. Just
Yep. I like swimming.
I like swimming.
Yeah.
That's very good because like is the verb to like, and swimming, of course. Swimming, you realize that swimming in this case is a noun.
Yeah.
If I said I am swimming, it would be a verb, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But swimming in this case, my friend Vitaly, is a noun. I just wanted to remind you of that.
Yeah.
For
I know about it.
Oh, you do you? So, okay, like everybody else, I want you to add, oh, you said, I like swimming. No, how are you going to put an adjective on?
I like swimming. I like quick swimming. I like swimming very quick, or like this.
That would be an adverb.
Yeah.
Because that's describing. That's
a verb. A verb, yes.
But you're describing a noun because swimming is a noun there. Like is your verb. If I was doing that, I would say I like very much.
Yeah, but I pretty like swimming. Yes.
I know, but listen to me, because when you're doing an adverb in that sentence, it has to be related to like. To like, the verb to like. Got it? See? I just want you to understand that you were relating it to the noun, swimming. See? So let me help you. You would say, I like very much. Very much then would be your adverb because it's modifying the verb to like. Understand?
Like, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Swimming, remember, was the noun. So then you might say, I like very much deep swimming.
Deep swimming, yeah.
Deep would modify swimming. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just as long as we, and that's the idea of what we're doing here, is we're learning to form proper sentences. And it's 2 o'clock. Do you all have a little bit of more time? Do you?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, who has the file? Open the third file, the one about sentences explained. This sentence explained. Open that one. We won't be able to do all of this, but we'll continue it next week. Tell me when you have it open.
I have it open.
Okay. So
I opened.
Yeah. Open.
You see what I have done is sort of I have repeated what we have already talked about, subjects, verbs, and objects, adjectives and adverbs, prepositions. All of these are modifiers. Just remember, we use all of these words to modify the basic sentence. The basic sentence. If you were, let's assume that we were all married to a beautiful woman, or man, whichever, and you said, I love my wife, or I love my husband. That is a very basic sentence. But if you want to add and modify that sentence, you could say, I love my wife very much. You could say, my beautiful wife. You could go on and on and on, and first thing you know, you're going to say something she's really going to like. Okay, maybe that wasn't so funny. Now, go on down to where we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will have time to do some of those. Pick out the various parts of these sentences. So it is we have Alexander first. The first number 1, tell me the subject, the verb, and the other parts of that sentence.
3 pelicans flew over the beach.
Yes, that's okay. 3 pelicans flew over the beach.
Pelicans is subject.
Yes.
Flew is verb.
Perfect.
Over preposition. The article and beach is an object.
Okay, now, but one correction, and I can understand why you thought that over was a preposition there.
Yes.
What this is doing is modifying how you flew. So it becomes an adverb. See, it modifies flew. You can say I flew into the beach or under the beach or on the beach, but it's modifying the verb flew, and it's not your fault because it's very well could be a preposition. But in this case, it is an adverb. Very, very good. Okay, you're not in this, are you? No. He just has this picture there. Okay, Mikhail. Okay, you're next. Name the parts of that one.
The children built a sandcastle.
Okay, so, read it again.
The children built a sandcastle.
Very good.
The is adjective, or it's not adjective. It's how to say it right?
Article.
Article, yes. And children is I think subject. No.
It's the subject.
Subject.
Well, okay, stop. You see, what are we talking about? Who are we talking about? We're talking about the children. See, so that makes it the subject, doesn't it?
Okay.
See, it's very easy if you just remember it that way. Who is doing it? What is doing it? Who is doing it? What is doing it? The children must be the subject, see? The wind blows very hard. In this case, see, it would be the wind would be the subject because that's what's doing it. Understand? See? So that's how to remember what is the subject of your sentence. And you will discover later on, as we go on, how important it is in order for you to speak properly to make it a habit of recognizing what the subject is, because we refer to it with pronouns on down the line. Okay? The children built a sandcastle. Okay, where's the verb?
It's built.
Yes. What tense is it? Is it future, present, or past?
It's past.
Past, perfect. And the object is?
The object is sandcastle.
Is this sandcastle, absolutely. Okay, so now we have this pretty lady.
Ben played chess with Alex. So, Ben is a subject.
Yes.
Play is a verb. Chess is a object.
That's right. Okay, what is Alex?
Alex, object.
It is an object, but it is the indirect object. Well, this is the first time we've had an indirect object. Here, let me explain it. Ben played. What did he play? Because that's the verb. Whatever that verb is working on is going to be the direct object. He played chess. He didn't play Alex. See? but he played with Alex. So Alex now becomes the indirect object. This is the first time we've had that. So we will, as we make progress, as we go on, and learn more and more, we will learn all of these parts. So here we have an indirect object. Ben played chess. That 3-word sentence has everything in it. It has the subject, Ben. It has the verb played, which is in the past tense, and he played chess with Alex. Alex now becomes an indirect object. So that's a new one. Okay, so now, okay, we have this gentleman, his name starts with a V.
Okay, Valerie.
Valerie.
Valerie. The fourth sentence. Everyone, number 4.
Yes.
Everyone in the stadium watched the game. Everyone is the subject.
Yes.
Watched is the verb. The game is the object.
Absolutely.
And in the stadium, so I'm at a loss actually what it is. It's a kind of
everyone in the stadium. Do you realize that this now in this particular case that phrase becomes the subject.
Subject, okay.
Everyone in the stadium. That becomes the subject, because a subject, an object, can be more than one verb. And when we have adverbs attached to verbs, we call that an adverbial phrase, remember? The verb as an adverbial phrase can be more than one word. John slowly played his violin. John slowly played his violin. So, slowly played his violin. And slowly played would become an adverbial phrase. So in this case, everyone in the stadium becomes the subject.
Yeah, I got it.
Because, see, it really doesn't make sense if we don't include that. Okay, that's a good one. That's a very good sentence. Okay, who do we have? No, we have Vitaly.
It's very simple. The microwave beeped, so the microwave it's subject and beeped it's verb without object.
Absolutely, it doesn't have an object. Okay, so give me an adverb.
Adverb.
Yeah, add an adverb to that.
The microwave beeped loudly.
Perfect. That's exactly the word I wanted. The microwave, we say microwave. And Valerie, did you, the English that you have learned, did you learn it from a person from Great Britain?
Well, not really. I just like watching films, movies in the original.
Do you watch a lot of British film?
Yeah, a lot of American, I should say.
But I mean, you have a good accent, and I sort of.
Well, I try.
No, no, you do. You have a very good accent. Okay, so we had. Let's go one more round. Okay, the microwave in French is le micro-ondes. Okay, where were we? The microwave beeped. Okay, so we're starting all the way back here with Alexander.
Malcolm is a very thoughtful person. Malcolm is subject.
Yes.
Is verb.
That's right. It is.
And very thoughtful person is indirect. Oh no, it's subject.
It is the object, and very thoughtful. What does that do to person? What is very thoughtful?
It's adjective.
It is exactly an adjective. Very thoughtful person. See, because it modifies that noun, doesn't it? It modifies that noun person. So there it becomes an adjective. And it's these things that we're doing, you're going to love dissecting and diagramming. We're going to start diagramming sentences some of these weeks, and I think you will really like it. Okay, 7, who do we have? We don't have Yevgeny, we have Mikhail.
Okay. It's interesting. The seagulls, the seagulls feathers were right.
I will help you pronounce that. Now listen to me. The seagull's feathers with an F, were white.
Okay, the seagull's feathers. Yes?
Yes, feather with an F, feathers. I don't think you have F in Russian, do you?
We have it.
Do you? I have to think about it. Okay. Okay, so give me what is the objective here?
Okay, the adjective. It's the adjective or subject.
I mean the subject. I'm sorry.
Okay, the feather.
It is, but actually we can use the whole thing as the subject. The seagull's feathers.
Seagull's feathers.
The seagull's feathers is actually an adjective describing the feathers, but we can call the whole thing the subject.
Okay.
And the verb is?
The verb is white.
No.
Adverb. Yes.
We're white. Now, see, this is a whole different ball game. The seagull's feathers were white. See, this sentence really doesn't have isn't laid out like the other. The seagull's feathers. Actually, wouldn't feathers become the seagull's feathers? If that's the object, then that's the subject, then there isn't really an object in that sentence. See, all we have to have is a noun and a verb for it to be a sentence. All we have to have is a noun and a verb. So we have the seagull's feathers were, and white is an adjective, so were is the verb. So we have a sentence, a whole different sentence here, see? The seagull's feathers, all we did is just talk about the seagull's feathers, nothing else. Okay, good enough. Okay, so my nice lady.
The moon shines down on the water. The moon is a subject.
Yes.
Shines is a verb. Down on the water is an adverb.
Absolutely. On the water. Shines down. To shine. Well, now, what about down? What kind of a word is that?
Is it a preposition?
No.
It's modified shine.
It's then what is shine? Shine's a verb, isn't it?
Adverb.
No, it's an adverb, isn't it? See, because it's modifying shine. How does the moon shine? It doesn't shine up. Shining down. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to show you that it's actually pretty easy to determine whether or not it is. Now down on has to go along with it. Down on the water. So down on it's a whole adverbial phrase. Down on, and the water then would be the object. This is not, I mean, we don't have to go to prison because we make a little mistake on some of these things, but what we're doing is we're learning to dissect, which means to cut things apart piece by piece and know them. Okay, now, Valerie.
So, the bicycle's back tire needed air. The subject is the bicycle's back tire. Needed is the verb.
Yes.
Air is the object.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Am I right?
You are right. You are absolutely right. The bicycle back tire is the whole thing. Of course, back tire here. The bicycle's back tire. the bicycle would be more of an adjective than anything, see, because it's the back tire that needs air. See? It's not the bicycle, it's the back tire that needs the air. So whatever the verb works on, whatever the subject works on, or verb does is the verb, of course, and the object will be what it's working on. Okay, so now we have Vitaly.
Bart, Mike, and Jim went bowling. So Bart, Mike, and Jim, it's subject.
Good, perfect. We can have more than one, can't we?
Went, it's verb, and bowling, it's object.
Is the object. Well, I think that you all, I think you did great, and I'm sorry about the delay today, but I'm having trouble getting accustomed to this thing. I still don't know how to send you the URLs for the files, and maybe I'll work with Vitaly or somebody to help me get that. And Alexander,
Yes.
I will help you with your pronunciation because you're doing very well. Certainly don't want you to feel any personal criticism here. That isn't the point. My point is that some of the words you're not pronouncing some of the words quite correctly, but we will work on that, okay?
Okay.
And now let's see, Mikhail, you're doing very well, and my dear, I just have to learn to pronounce your name. I wish it was Anne or something easy for me. Okay, anyway, I love you all. And so you see that I also have a man from Ukraine. I was very surprised when he told me that he was from Ukraine. He came to my house today to check my gas range and my gas dryer. So anyway, we got that done. So I wish you all a wonderful week. And next week we will continue with analyzing sentences and fabricating new sentences, more complicated. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to start joining clauses together. Do you all know what a clause is? A clause.
It's like a sentence, short sentence like this.
That's right. A clause has, like a sentence, a clause has to have a noun and it has to have a verb. And a complex sentence has two clauses.
With conjunctions.
Right. Or it could also be a preposition. So, you see what we're going to do? We're going to just start making it more and more complicated. In other words, Vitaly worked all night and then he came home and slept. See? I used a conjunction and. I used the pronoun he. So, you see what we're going to do? We're going to learn to use these pronouns and conjunctions. And we will learn to use prepositions. I introduced you to prepositions first, which was a mistake, but I didn't know what I was doing. But we will know more and more about prepositions because they are very, very important. Prepositions of place, we have to learn them. It's something my mother taught me. There is no rule. In other words, for example, sitting on a chair or in a chair. They're both correct, but when we sit in a chair, the chair has arms on it. You know what I mean? We sit on a chair, it has no arms. It's like a kitchen chair, or we sit on a stool. See the difference? We will learn all these differences. Okay, my friends, I will see you next week, okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, Richard,
Bye.
very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.